well, in any case, these slides are going to be available. Probably if we have the audio, we are going to have this available in YouTube. If not, we will use SlideShare or just Dropbox or website to host these slides, okay? So, as I mentioned before, we are going to explain 3 topics, but at the end we are going to introduce a new one regarding new business opportunities behind WebRTC. And probably, well, this morning I was explaining why we have we had this webinar. Probably it could be relevant to introduce our company. We are working on WebRTC applications. We have WebRTC web server, in fact, an application server that we have the WebRTC application controller. We are partners of some of the big vendors, gateway vendors, network equipment vendors. Working together with them, we were involved in a lot of POCs, trials, tests, and also real field deployments, around 175, more or less, most of them with service providers, with telcos. But with, we have detected one of the key benefits and also one of the problems behind WebRTC. That is that WebRTC has a lot of different use cases behind this technology. In all these POCs projects that we are involved, we have around 30 to 35 different WebRTC applications with almost 40 to 45 different business models. Some of them, around 20, are the ones that we are going to explain today. The reason is because we think that these 20 use cases make sense, and it's probably it could be interesting for you. Okay, so we are going to start with let's move to the next slide. We are going to start with the residential market. Here, the first or one of the biggest opportunities around WebRTC is to extend existing services, imagine telephony, to browsers or to any device, to any location. Imagine a telco that's offering plain fixed line services that is being adopted by users at home or similar. You have your fixed line number. When someone is calling to your fixed line number, you have to go to the telephone that you have at home to answer the call. And also, if you want to make a call using your number, you have to use this device. No? Today, users are demanding mobility. They have a lot of different devices, so they are not. They prefer to use their mobile devices as portable devices for all the service. That's the reason why the fixed line number is not being used as it used to be. So one of the opportunities of WebRTC is to build services, a service that can be the possibility to use your number, keep the number. Remember, that you know, something that you know, that the telephone number is one of the key assets of a telco. So it's critical to keep the usage of the telephone number. And so if you are able to identify or users using this telephone number instead of an email or whatever, you can keep the usage of the service. So imagine that residential user, which is his fixed line telephone service. With WebRTC, we have the possibility to extend the use to other devices, to other locations. So the idea is if you're abroad, you're traveling, you're on holidays, wherever, that you can use a web application that can run with no installation, with no updates in any browser, in any device, and you can open your telephone using any of these devices and make or receive a call, but keeping the usage of this telephone number. So this is one of the critical business opportunities behind WebRTC, and we have been working with different telcos to try to extend this type of services to other devices. In a similar way, with mobile devices, imagine that it's a telco that's offering a mobile service that is probably not the incumbent in a country, but they have a license to, well, they have a spectrum and they are offering a mobile telephony service. Here the idea is, well, might be similar. Today you can use your mobile identity to make calls from different devices, like well, personal computers, laptops, or whatever, tablets or whatever. But keeping the usage of your number and use applications to make and receive calls using your number. No? In this case, we need probably the subswitch application server of the telco to make a simultaneous call to your mobile device, and also via IP to the endpoints that you may have connected with the WebRTC endpoints that you may have connected to the telco. So this is one of the opportunities of WebRTC for the residential market. Here's another one regarding smart television or just traditional television. Here we are involved in 3 or 4 different projects also with big telcos. And the idea, so I'm going to explain just well, one of the projects that we are involved. We are using, in this case, not smart TVs, not internet-enabled TVs. In this case, we are using plain TVs, but we are adding a browser to these televisions using an HDMI dongle, similar to Chromecast. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this device, something that you plug in your HDMI interface of the television. And the idea is that, well, this small device has a microprocessor with an Android OS, and there you have well, you can have an application. Well, you have a browser and you can have an application. No? In this case, what we have been developing for this telco is the possibility to have a video conference service in your television. But while you are watching some of the TV programs, in this case, a football or a soccer for Americans match, for this telco you have to buy a football match, so it's video on demand. And the idea is that when you're buying this football match, you are registering via Facebook with your Facebook identity. And when some of your colleagues is connected with or is buying the same football match and is connected to you in Facebook, both receive an alert, and you can have a video conference while you are watching a football match. So the idea behind this is that it makes something similar to a social TV. Today, users are accessing to or while they are watching a football match or Formula One race or whatever, they used to have smartphones with them using groups of WhatsApp, discussing via Twitter, well, making all the social part of the experience using another device, probably another telco. In this case, the idea is to keep the attendance of the people in the television. This is critical well, for advertisement or whatever, to keep the attendance in the television. And you can have a chat. You can have probably the most important today in this case is a video conference to, well, see what your colleagues are doing while you are watching together the same football match. So this is another use case. Well, the third one is related with change in the the usage of the service today. The young people are not really interested in audio calls as we were in the past. They prefer to chat. So that's part of the success of Twitter or WhatsApp. They prefer to chat because they think that make an audio call is more intrusive than make a chat request. So The idea here is that as a telco you can offer this type of services also to the residential users. The idea is that you can offer something similar to a chat as a service, and allow third parties to connect here. This is something that, well, in this case, we are not working with incumbent telcos, not tier 1 telcos, probably most with service providers, internet service providers, and so they were looking for this type of solutions. In this case, well, there are lots of different internet chat solutions already available for WebRTC, but WebRTC brings a lot of new opportunities because, well, as I mentioned before, you don't need to install anything. You have a browser that, with WebRTC capabilities, you don't, well, it's not going to be a problem if you are using Linux, Mac, or you are using an iPad or an iPhone that's blocking Flash or whatever. It's something that is working pretty well, and you can see that there are a lot of new small companies, startups, or whatever that are using WebRTC to offer this type of services. The first scenario is the second generation of over-the-tops. Well, we were mentioning before companies like WhatsApp, Viber, and others. We understand that well, there were the first generation of over-the-top services. Some telcos were exploring the possibility to create over-the-top services to compete with the newcomers. That's the case of Telefonica with TuMe, TuGo, or the case of Comoyo of Telenor, between others. And the idea here is that probably these are part of the first generation of over-the-top, but now there are different initiatives, and we are working with two telcos in Western Europe, trying to explore the possibility to create a second generation of over-the-tops, where you are going to exploit the capabilities that you have as a network owner. So you can deal with the quality of service, or the quality of experience for the user behind this type of service. So now we are seeing that, well, in the case of Twitter, they are allowing to share videos. People, well, is more interested in multimedia, not only chats. So video is going to be one of the critical services in a short future. And we understand that the role of the telco as a network owner, as the one that can manage the quality of experience of the user, would be critical on this, and probably this can help to create a new generation of online services that where the telco can be the leader. So it's something that now is behind R&D innovation areas of telcos, but we understand that probably could be a good opportunity here. The fifth one is related the extensions, the last one regarding residential users. The last one is regarding the extension of VoLTE services. Some of you, I know, because I had the opportunity to read the list of attendees, I know that you are involved in rollouts, deployments of LTE solutions, that you are also exploring the possibility to use voice over LTE and voice over Wi-Fi services, and this is going to be for sure a good opportunity for you. But what is WebRTC in this scenario? Well, for those telcos that were implementing their VoLTE strategy at the early stages, and now they are demanding solutions, in this case solutions based on WebRTC, to extend the same services that you have for VoLTE regarding applications, to make audio, to make video calls with a good quality of service, to other devices. And for other devices where you need to emulate the same applications, the same experience that you have with VoLTE, they are using WebRTC, because in all the devices, PCs, laptops, tablets that are not directly connected to the VoLTE network, WebRTC would be a good enabler to have a similar experience as you have with your multi-devices. So it's one of the scenarios that we are exploring. Now we are going to move to the enterprise market. Remember that only 20% of you this morning were 33% thought that the big opportunity was related with residential users. Now, well, after the poll that we have now, 80% of you think that the big opportunity is with the corporate or enterprise market or contact center market. So what we are going to explore now, which are here the opportunities. Now we are going to talk about internal users of a corporation. Okay, the first use case is an enterprise web phone. Some of you are reselling Microsoft Link, are reselling Cisco, Call Manager, Avaya, or other platforms to your enterprise users. Sometimes you host these platforms, sometimes you install these platforms on premises of the customer. You know that in order to connect to these platforms, you are reselling also soft clients to connect to Microsoft Link, to connect to Cisco. WebRTC could be a good opportunity for those devices or those users that are accessing to the solution in a sporadic way. No? I mean, remember, WebRTC works by default in a browser, in a device. You don't need to install, you don't need to update anything. And today, your customers, well, some of them are going to be always connected, but some of them are demanding mobility, are demanding to use their own devices, with the problem of bring your own device. The WebRTC, to use WebRTC to have a second enterprise web phone that may be connected with the Microsoft Link or Cisco platform would be useful for those users that are demanding this type of things, no? Instead of using the official soft client of Microsoft or Cisco. Another possibility is regarding, to have an enterprise IMS web phone. Some of you are exploring, are testing, are involved in real field deployments of RCS or JUN. In the past we really because RCS means a good opportunity for telcos, but you know that there were a lot of problems behind to have a real adoption, a real success of the technology. Unfortunately, part of the users decided to migrate to over-the-top service. The situation that we have with WebRTC is first that we have the possibility to emulate, to have a similar experience as RCS. I mean, here it is possible to connect to the IMS network of the telco. Also, you can offer WebRTC services connected to the IMS. And here this morning we have tried. I think that it worked pretty well. Here there's a section in GoToMeeting to send a file, and you can download if you want this file. And here we have tried to upload this file that explains how you can connect a WebRTC service to your IMS. So for those of you that might be involved in technical areas, I recommend you to download the document that is accessible from the handouts section of GoToMeeting. Okay. First, you can connect with your IMS network. Second, the same experience that you have with RCS it's possible to make a similar experience using WebRTC. I mean, you can have your native application in your smartphone, Android, iPhone, BlackBerry, whatever. You can connect this soft phone that is using WebRTC for signaling and media. You can connect this with the notification engine of the device, so you can receive notification regarding incoming calls. but probably the most important, you can also connect with the agenda, with the contact list of the device. So the same experience that you can have with RCS, you can get a similar experience with WebRTC. In fact, probably I think that later I'm going to share a link with YouTube that explains this better. Okay. If we move to the next slide, well, probably you know that some companies are starting to work with virtual desktop infrastructure. They are replacing their PCs, laptops of the users by Chromebooks, by thin clients, those devices that are only supporting a small operating system. Probably in some scenarios, you can only run a browser. In this type of devices, it's really difficult to make a sub-client of PBX to work properly. So again, WebRTC is an opportunity because involved in these devices, you are going to have browser. So WebRTC, as you don't need to install anything, it's possible to run this type of solutions in this type of sync clients, and it's one of the use cases that is working pretty well. This is not of the case of Spain, where we are based, because in terms of cultural or whatever, I don't know why, but the adoption of sync clients is not really relevant here. But in other countries, I remember France, US, or others, that they have real strategies for this, and this is opening a lot of new opportunities for WebRTC. If we move to the next slide, companies have their existing audio and video conferencing solutions. Some telcos are offering these type of solutions for enterprises. Depending on the type of enterprise, they are hosting their own multi-conference unit and their but in other scenarios they are using a hosted by the carrier, by the telco, multi-conference unit. Here again, today there are a lot of room devices, this type of Polycon, Timbre solutions that you can have in your meeting rooms. Now, they have solutions for PCs and laptops that if you pay for the license, you can connect to their platform. Here, WebRTC is a good opportunity because, WebRTC is supporting different type of multimedia services, and it's possible to connect with the existing infrastructure. Imagine life-size video, Polycon, Timbre, and others, and have end users with with a WebRTC solution that can connect with these existing platforms. So you can extend the service of multi-conferencing to all the devices of your corporation with no need to install anything in any of these devices. And another possibility is to, for those users that do not have a multi-conference solution, imagine audio or video. So something that you can do is to use a WebRTC-based MCU that you can host as a service provider, as a telco, or that you can resell to be installed on premises of the customer. And here, for those customers that do not have MCU available, you can have your different vendors and also open source solutions that are supporting multi-conferencing capabilities. So it's a new possibility, a new telcos can take advantage of this possibility. And finally, regarding internal users, I was going to explain Gmail integration. This morning, trying to advance one of the questions that we have today. what people asked about, is possible to extend the solution to other web clients or whatever? Yes, it's possible, but we have this as a solution for Gmail, but you can think that, well, you can use this for Outlook or with a CRM like Salesforce or whatever. Okay. The idea, take a look to the image. The idea is that, well, you are, if you are a user of Gmail, you probably are going to have always the browser open with your Gmail account in order to receive the notifications of the incoming mails and so. What we have here is a plugin. When you are accessing your Gmail account, you are downloading a toolbar top of the web page, and you're going to receive, well, this toolbar is going to make possible to make and receive calls. In our case, in the case of voice, for instance, we are using this linked with our identity of our, well, of Dex phone with the Dex phone number that we have. So when someone is calling to my Dex phone number, I'm going to get this call. I can get this call in my Dex phone, but also my Gmail account. This toolbar is ringing, and I can answer the call using this toolbar. And again, if I want to make a call, well, I have a box in this toolbar, and when I'm dialing a telephone number from this toolbar, I'm going to, well, the A number of the call is going to be my fixed line, in this case, my Dex phone number. You can take a look. I'm going to share one of the links, that is this one. It's called a video call, extending telco identity to Gmail. I'm going to use the chat that we have here to share the link if you want to take a look to this video. This is also important that, well, if you subscribe to our new YouTube channel, I'm going to use this channel to upload the slides and the audio of this video. So as soon as it's available, you are going to receive a notification if you are using Gmail. Okay. In the case we developed this for 2 telcos. This is, I think, it's more or less public because you can find this in internet for Vodafone, Spain for Orange in Poland, and for these telcos, what we did is, in this case, your identity is connected to your mobile number. So when you are receiving a call in your mobile device, you are also receiving a call in your Gmail account. And again, if you want to make a call from your Gmail toolbar, you are going to use your mobile identity as a number. So the other side, the person that you are calling, he's going to see that, or he can think that you are using your mobile device to make the call, because he's going to see your mobile identity there. Here, well, is the use case is help users that are traveling, trying to avoid international roaming or whatever, and also make possible to receive calls when you have your mobile device run out of batteries or whatever. So different possibilities here. In our case, in the case, well, as an internal user of voice, for me is really interesting, because, well, the people do not need to know where I am to make a call to my internal phone number, because I'm going to pick up the call wherever. So if we move to the next section, is regarding customer care services. So here, trying to remember what we mentioned before, 40% of you think that the big opportunity is here. So let's talk for 5 to 10 minutes on this. Here, the first scenario is remote agents. Well, you know, contact centers are using Avaya, Genesis, Interactive Intelligence, or other solutions as their platforms with their ACDs to route the calls to the agents, depending on the policies and availability of the agents. And the agents are going to have a specific application to work with any of these platforms. Here, one of the use cases for WebRTC is to replace the application of the customer with a WebRTC application that can be connected with the existing platform, with the ACD of Avaya, Genesis of or whatever. And here, one of the key benefits also is help to manage mobility, flexibility of the contact center agents. Imagine those agents that can work from home, that can use their own devices. Here, WebRTC could be a good enabler for all of them. And in fact, some companies, and that's the case of Axpet, that's the case of Avaya, have their existing strategy to have WebRTC clients, or also the case of Presence, that is also a Spanish company with a good contact center solution. So here, WebRTC is a good solution to help to connect with the existing platform. Some vendors of contact center platform have a strategy for this, but in any case, you as a telco, if you are reselling this type of platforms, you can also resell WebRTC applications to connect with these platforms and help your the agents of your customer of the contact center to deal or to have this flexibility. The second opportunity on customer care is something that I'm going to use again the handout section to explain this, is to add video to existing platform. I have this here, so I'm going to download. Okay, I'm sharing a PDF with an architecture that is explaining this use case. So I'm going to use just 2 minutes to explain this, but if you want to learn more, I recommend you to download this PDF, okay? Here, what we have is, well, again, we have a legacy contact center platform. We are only supporting audio. This is the most common scenario. Contact centers are supporting audio. Now they are exploring new channels. They wanted to answer emails, to have visibility with the social networks, and answer comments on Twitter or whatever. Here, what we are going to explore is the possibility to add video and probably also a chat or a chat messaging. That could be also an opportunity. Imagine here, the idea is that we need to keep the contact center platform. We have invested a lot of money in our Avaya or solution or whatever, but you want to add for some customers, for some services or campaigns, you would like to add video to these calls. So here the idea is that web visitors that are using a click to call button to make an audio call to the contact center, if they have, after using the ACD to route the call to the free agent, if both sides, the agent and the end users, decide to upgrade to video, the web visitor is going to make a second call, in this case a pure WebRTC call from their WebRTC application that he is using to a browser of the agent. In this case, the agent is going to have a pop-up with his browser, and the video is going to be from browser to browser. You're going to have the audio through the contact center platform, but the video is going from browser to browser. No? Again, so one of the features that is supporting WebRTC is to make just one-way video. So if you decide just to have video in one direction, it's possible. But in any case, it's possible also to have two-way video. No? So it's something that is a use case that makes sense, and some companies are exploring this scenario. Another possibility is to try to avoid toll-free numbers. Some enterprises that are reselling goods via internet or selling any type of solution in a shop or whatever, they have to offer a free toll number, 800 number to their customers. We are working, for instance, with a company that is one of the a well-known fashion store. They are selling clothes, and they were paying just for 4 or 5 countries in Europe around 4 to 5 million euros in calls that their customers well, were making to the toll-free number. Here the idea is to replace. They have a strong presence in internet, and the idea is to replace the solution. Well, to complement, no, you need to have the 800 number, but if you are offering a click to call button, you can route. In this case, they have around 15 to 20% of the calls are made from a click to call button, so they are avoiding part of the cost that they have in toll-free numbers. So this is one also of the use cases that that we are exploring. I'm not sure if you are familiar or not with click to call. In fact, in our YouTube channel, we have a video that explains part of the possibilities that we have. I'm going to share this again using the chat section. So if you open the chat that you have there, you can click in this YouTube video and you can take a look to the typical use case or of a click to call button using WebRTC. Another use case that is working pretty well is the Yellow Pages sites. Imagine telcos that have this type of service. They have an online Yellow Pages service. People that are looking for a number of a business. They are searching in this type of pages, and you are publishing a telephone number, and then the customer is going to use their network provider to make this call. The idea is to add probably you prefer to keep the telephone number published, but you can add a click to call button. And in case the user that is using the yellowpages.com site is clicking in this click to call button, you're going to make a PSTN. In the case of the end user, it's going to start via WebRTC call, but you're going to finish this call via PSTN in the fixed line mobile number of the company. But the idea here is that company is receiving calls, probably related with new opportunities, new needs for them. They have a real interest in receiving this type of calls, and they are open to pay per incoming call. And this is a new revenue stream from the point of view of a telco. So the idea is, the customer is not paying, but the company is paying. If the call is valid, they're going to pay some cents per incoming call. Something similar to AdWords, this type of advertisements in Google. When you're searching for anything that you can see and you click there, the company is paying per click. But this is something similar, but with a click to call button and using WebRTC. Okay. Another use case, something that the first reference that we had was related with a utility company. They had around 70–80% of the calls related with doubts of their end customers about the invoice. So here they are using WebRTC for those calls that they are receiving from the website. They are sharing an image with the last invoice, and the agent. The idea here is that the web visitor, the customer, is seeing the same document as the agent, so they can discuss about the document together, and we are providing also the agent with the possibility to paint, to write on top of the image, so the agent can help to explain better the invoice to the end customer. This means around 25–30% savings in agent's time, because you can finish the call before, and you can use less agents to offer the service. No? So it's something that for some telcos is really interesting. Another use case related with a specific feature of WebRTC. You know, WebRTC is supporting audio, video, instant messaging, screen sharing, file transfer, a lot of different features and functionalities. But one of these, and one of the most different to other scenarios, is co-browsing. We are using a browser, and we can allow an agent to navigate together through a web page. The idea is, you imagine that you are in an online shop, you are getting in contact via click to call button with the contact center of the company, and the agent can take control of your keyboard and mouse and help you to navigate through the website to reach the appropriate site that you're looking for. So here, well, the idea is also to reduce time, but also probably the most important is you're getting a better quality of experience for the user, and you are helping the user to reach, well, to buy the products that they are demanding, and helping them to close the deal, to pay for the goods that they want to buy. And finally, in the case of customer care, something that we have is the possibility. And imagine the case of a bank. All the banks, I think that they have existing applications for Android and iPhone to make transactions, to operate with all you need regarding the bank. So it's something that has been adopted during the last years. Here, WebRTC is a technology, is an enabler to add a communication layer to this application. So you can add a new area in the application to make possible to connect with the contact center and make an audio, make a video call, and also to share the screen that you have in this application. So this is helping to improve the customer care service. There are some issues, concerns regarding the adoption of or the possibility to use WebRTC in smartphones. Probably you have heard about it. Here, recommend you to take a look to this video if you are interested in this topic, that's explaining how WebRTC can run in a smartphone, and which is the role or the possibilities of WebRTC in this scenario. So again, you can take a look to the link that is available in the chat section. Okay, and just to try to finish, just to brief you in 4 minutes for additional topics, new business areas where WebRTC can make sense. One of these is machine-to-machine and Internet of Things. Well, you probably know that WebRTC has been designed for person-to-person, so communication. So probably machine-to-machine is far from this. Machines are not interested in making audio or video calls, probably. But here we have detected that lots of the new devices of the machine-to-machine communications are based on Android. They have a browser. The browser is supporting WebRTC. And for a web developer, it's really easy to develop on using WebRTC. So developers that are involved in machine-to-machines are using WebRTC to make data communications from between these devices. So it's something that if you take a look in Google or whatever, you can see that companies that are involved in this area, if you have areas related with machine-to-machine communications, you can see that WebRTC can play a role. Second, now telcos are exposing some of their network capacities via APIs. The most common use API probably related with send or receive SMS, and where web companies, developers are using these APIs to create new solutions, applications, or whatever. WebRTC is also an enabler that helps to expose your capabilities to make audio or video calls. and is something that, well, you can see that Vodafone, Orange, other telcos are using different WebRTC APIs for this. We are following an initiative called orca.js. That's something that we are supporting, that has been, well, is being adopted by different American telcos like AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, or CenturyLink. And the idea is to expose the same methods to give access to your network capabilities to web developers using WebRTC. Another possibility is to use all the data that you have. Probably you have other areas in your telco that are exposing or exploring the possibility to use the big data to all the information that you have regarding the users to explore this, selling this information to companies. Here we have a lot of information regarding call detail records, but probably the most important, your users are connecting to a web server to download the application. So you are going to have also a lot of information regarding the access to this web server. You can know which are the type of devices that your users are using. No? So if you have one user, you can know which is the type of device. If they are using an Android, an iPhone, if they have a Mac, which is the type of browser that is using, all the different devices that he has. So this is possible to improve all the data that you have to try to explore your big data strategy. And also all this information is available, and you can provide and you can add contextual information to your calls. Vodafone in Germany, Spain, and UK, they have something that they call Call Plus. That is a strategy to explore contextual communication. It's really interesting. I recommend you to take a look to it. And finally, this is the last slide. Please remember to use the questions if you want to make any question. I think that we have now still 2 questions. Only 2 questions. The last slide is regarding new devices, new revenues. So, here we have a Chromecast. That's something that I explained before. We got the possibility to connect this to HDMI and have a device, a traditional television with no internet capacity, to have a new device that can be connected, a new device that can make calls, that can generate new revenues for the telco. But there are lots of different devices, and all of these devices are supporting WebRTC. I'm going to give you just 2 examples, real field deployments where we are involved. Okay? We are working with a bank, it's the case of France, if I'm not wrong, that is trying to use or add a communication layer to their ATMs or cash machines. So the idea is when you want to make connect with the contact center of the bank, if you have any problem with the ATM or whatever, you can use WebRTC. These ATMs have a microphone and camera, and they are using WebRTC in these cash machines. Another scenario is the possibility to use an embedded device. In this case, we are working with a company in the automotive domain, so it's a manufacturer of vehicles, and they are using WebRTC to improve in their e-call, the emergency call. That's that when you have a crash, this is the e-call is a service that in an automatic way it connects with the emergency services, and this solution is also sharing your location. So if you have any problem, you need medical assistance, this is making an automatic call to the emergency service. No? This is something that we are working with this customer with WebRTC, because they wanted to also add multimedia capabilities, more information to this call. You know that you have probably a cam in your via call that is connected with your license to help you to park your car. We can send images via WebRTC. Also, we can this onboard unit can be connected to your mobile device, and also can use the microphone, also the camera of your device to make a video call or to take just some pictures of the car. So we are working with this car manufacturer on this domain. But these are just two examples. There are lots of different opportunities, and I recommend you to take a look to or to explore the possibilities behind this. I'm going to try to answer the questions that that we have. Finally, we have three. Well, here we have one that mentioned regarding the use case of Tugo Comoyo, because he thinks that these two solutions are connected with the core of telco, but it's not the case. For instance, in the case of Comoyo, they have a solution called appear.in, and as far as I know, it's a video conferencing hosted video conferencing solution that is not connected with the core network of Telenor, so they are not taking advantage of the capacities that they have. So you can connect to appear.in if you are a Telenor user or not, and so you're going to have a similar service. No? Regarding the yellow pages, we have some questions regarding the business model. Remember, I think that I explained this before, but I'm not sure. Is the company, the one that is receiving the call, the one that is paying per call? No, so if the call lasts more than 10 seconds, they have to pay per call. They pay just some cents. But this is a new opportunity for telcos that are not receiving any relevant income from this service. No? So it's something that is more or less important for them. We have another question regarding gateways to make compatible with SIP's infrastructure. Yeah, remember, when we are talking all the use cases where you need to be connected with your existing solutions, you need a gateway. Huawei do not have a gateway, so you need to have a third-party gateway for this. And we are working with companies like Alcatel or Oracle, that they have good solutions as a WebRTC gateway, and together with other features. The idea is to work with this. If you take a look to the document that I shared before regarding interconnection with IMS, it's a document that explains the 3GPP proposal for IMS interconnection of WebRTC services. You can see that there is a solution called IMS gateway or something like this, and this is the type of gateway that you need to buy to make this possible. And I think that more or less we have 3 or 4 questions regarding. I think we have the last one. We have 3 or 4 questions regarding the availability of the slides. Yes, they are going to be available. I will try to send an email on this. We have one final question that's regarding multi-tenant support. If we are supporting in our solutions the possibility to offer the web server, the SIPO WAC, something that probably I didn't explain this before, but yes, we have the ability to support multi-tenant services. So when we are hosting one of our solution, one of our web server that we call the SIPO WAC, you can offer this type of click-to-call buttons or whatever to different customers, and we are supporting this. Okay, so this feature is completely supported. And I think that's all. Sorry, because I tried to finish before, but well, it's not possible to make this certain. So, well, in any case, thanks a lot for being here, for attending this webinar. Do not hesitate to get in contact with us if you need any type of additional information. I try to explain a lot of different use cases in 30 or 40 minutes, so it's not enough to explain which is the real opportunity behind all of them. But well, we have attendees from different companies, telco service providers, so it's difficult to focus in one of these because, well, we have different interests in our audience. So do not hesitate to get in contact with us if you need any additional information. And thanks a lot for attending. And well, and finally, just well, I hope you have a nice day. See you soon. Bye bye.